Welcome back at WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. I did a whole week out in Los Angeles on Radio Row, and I had a lot of guests, had some Hall of Famers, had some great guests, a lot of fun. But it's even more fun when you get to say hello to somebody out there and they're too busy to deal with you, and then 2 weeks later, they come on the Zoom. LeGarrette Blount are you going to show off all those Super Bowl rings you got to me today for my listeners here? I mean, you were having as much fun as anybody. You were at the Wounded Warriors game, man. I'm out there running around. The players really laid out that day. And when they said to me,
Yeah.
hey, LeGarrette's going to come on the show, I said, we got to talk about the Wounded Warriors game because that was about as unique a thing as I've experienced.
Oh yeah. I second that. That was really unique. It was really, really cool too. Just to go out there and see these guys that obviously have been wounded and in battle of trying to make sure that we're safe. So obviously you want to go pay your respects for those guys and those women.
How about the dude that had no legs and no lower torso, that is literally a man from a belly button up, literally,
Right.
who on two hands could literally chase Jake Plummer, literally chase Jeff Garcia, who's in really good shape, Kenny Mayne, who's old and slow, you would admit that. But watching these human beings who have been at war, who've lost limbs, come out and play football. I thought to myself when I looked, and you were one of the young guys there. You were one of the younger players. Some of the veterans were in their 50s or 60s, not as fresh to the game as you. And I think if you live in LA and they call and say, hey, you want to come out and play a little flag football game with some Wounded Warriors? You say sure, and then you sign up, and your breath is taken away by the men and women who were in the game playing.
Right. Man, like I said, man, those they've done everything they can to protect us. They've put it all on the line for us. So the things like that, Wounded Warriors flag football, any other thing that has to do with any kind of military I guess participants. I always want to show support for, because my dad was in the military, and my aunt, my uncle. We got a pretty long history with the military in my family. So I always try to pay my respects and do whatever I can to help out, and just do whatever I can to just show my appreciation.
Well, you were on the field, and a couple of my dudes were driving you around. They're like, hey, we're going to get LeGarrette on the show on Friday, and for whatever reason, you were there. We didn't get a chance to do it. And I want to promote what you're promoting because you have your LG's Feel Good. But I gave me a moment when they invited you on the show for me to go just Wikipedia, and I saw you, and I saw the rings, and I know who you are. I mean, crying out loud, you were a Steeler and a Patriot. I mean, we don't like your kind around here much in Baltimore, So I know who you are and what you do. But I did a little background on you. You've had an unbelievable journey, right? Undrafted free agent, community college kid, leaving home, going across the country to play college football, and then having teams that didn't want you or wanted you for a minute, and you bounced around. You've had a really charmed existence in the National Football League. You've had a nice run, huh?
Oh yeah. I can't complain about it, man. 9 years in the NFL at running back is that's an amazing feat. That's that's never going to be frowned upon or looked upon as not a huge accomplishment, because 9 years in the NFL, at any position, especially at the running back position, is a huge accomplishment. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity that every team gave me, especially New England, and especially the Buccaneers. Those teams and those organizations believed in me and believed in me enough to give me a chance. So, obviously I'm grateful to them all.
Well, there's something about work ethic and being overachieving and underappreciated. And I've been doing this for, since the Ravens got here, 96. I'm 23 years into, 27 years, I should say, 'cause it was longer than I thought, into this, and watching undrafted free agents. I mean, I saw Priest Holmes here, right?
Yeah,
I was
and
with
I like
Justin.
Priest,
Justin
man.
Forsett
Priest,
was
hey,
20 feet away, right? And Justin bounced around looking for that opportunity. You're very much that guy. I mean, it was all about, do we want him on our team? Yeah, we want him on our team.
yeah,
He's going to work hard. And 7 other teams took a chance on you through the course of time.
right, right. They seen that I was gonna come and put the work in order for us, or in order for me to put myself in the best possible situation, personally, to be able to get myself on the football field as much as possible. Just take advantage of every opportunity, because they're few and far in between. You don't know when the next one is coming or where it's going to come from. So you just got to always stay prepared, and just grind your butt off. Um, and just stick to the goal at hand, and pay attention to what you really want to do. And I think that puts you in a position to be successful.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're fresh out of the game right now, and it was great. LeGarrette Blount is our guest here. He is here promoting LG's Feel Good. I'm going to let you talk a little bit about that, because when you're playing the game, you made money. You did okay for yourself. You got some rings and whatnot.
Mhm.
Now there's the rest of life, right? The things that they were
Right.
preparing you for from the first rookie symposium, right? Give me a little look at the last year and a half since you stepped out of the game, and where this is going. You're still watching a lot of football, I'm sure, right? A lot of friends involved in the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, religiously. Still watch the game religiously. Um, that's never going to change. That's something that I, like I said, the game is something that I hold really dear to my heart, really close to my heart. So I'm gonna always watch the game. I'm gonna always try to be a part of it somehow, whether it's youth football, or whether it's just watching the NFL, or whether it's just watching college, or whatever it is. I will always be a part of it, because that's just kind of a part of who I am as a person.
What does LG Feel Good? Come on, LeGarrette Blount. Tell me about this.
LG's Feel Good is a great and healthy, best possible way to deal with any discomfort, to deal with any anxiety, to deal with any kind of bad sleep patterns. Um, Man, this is hands down the best CBD company in the country. 100% all natural, all organic, no THC involved at all. It's a CBD isolate, so it has zero THC in it whatsoever. Um, so that's and rollerball, pain patch, salve are the 3 topicals that we have. Those are huge. Those are huge hits among a lot of older people, or some of the younger guys. I think when we had a tournament this past weekend, I had the pain patch on a couple of the kids' knees, because they were kind of dealing with some discomfort there. And I
Let's
mean
talk
that,
about
that
CBD a little bit, because I mean, I've talked a lot about cannabis here and THC and CBD and look, every shop has the big CBD and red flashing lights. Anywhere you go, tell me about your research into doing this and putting your name with it.
so my research with doing this is, obviously, so whenever you playing in the NFL, and whenever you get injured, or can't sleep, or have an anxiety attack, or whatever it is, they always give you a pill for this. Always give you a pill for this. They never give you any kind of alternative method of how to deal with it. They just give you, oh, you're hurting, here goes this kind of pain pill. Oh, you're having a hard time sleeping, here come these sleeping pills. Or you're having a hard time, you know, staying calm, or you're breaking out in cold sweats because you feel like you're about to have an anxiety attack. Well, take this pill. And I'm just trying to show people an alternate way of healing, and of treating yourself naturally, versus opioids, versus pills, versus all of that good stuff that they put in your body, that's going to have bad effects on you 10 years down the road. Your liver is going to fail, and all this stuff. So guys don't take that into accountability until it's too late. Whenever that 10 or 11 or however many years down the road come, and they're starting to feel that weird pain, and they go to the doctor, and they're having liver problems, and they don't know what it's from. They're just thinking, oh, snap, my body failing me. But this just comes from years of abuse. with these pills. And again, you don't have to have an opioid addiction for this to happen. Like, you don't have to have no kind of addiction for this to happen. This just happens over time. Whenever you tell, they give you it's a different pill for everything: sleeping pill, anxiety pill, you
Pain
know,
pill.
pain pill. If you're dealing with all three of those, and you got to take those three pills a day, now you're looking at, you know what I'm saying? You're looking at 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. You know, in 5 days, you're taking 15 pills. And that's not good for you. It's just not good for you. So, that's why I came up with this. This is just, like I said, this is a healthier way of dealing with any kind of pain, discomfort, anxiety, or bad sleep patterns. And I don't think there's no comparison in what CBD does versus what the pain pills do. Obviously, it masks it, but my products are just a lot healthier for your body.
I'm looking at them right now. I'm going to pull up for everybody watching out on a big screen. CBD gummies, tincture, balm. I have a roller gel that's CBD. I had a little back issue back in in October, November, and I didn't want to take opioid. I was trying to do everything I could do to manage the pain. I had some needles and the aftermath, and stretching and doing all those things. I have fallen in with CBD and found it to be. I had a great conversation with a friend of mine at a local apothecary here. Back on my crab cake tour, just about but 10 years, 15 years ago, we didn't hear about this, right? So
Right.
this is something where people would say, all right, it's not going to kill me. I'll put that patch on. I'll try it. Give me some of that oil. Give me some of that rub. It worked for Barry Bonds. Give it to me. I'll rub it on, see what happens. When you did it for the first time, were you playing at that time? Is this 16, 17, 18? Because
Oh
this
yeah.
is basically a new 2010. This wasn't available to you when
Oh
you're
no,
playing for
nah.
Tampa Bay Bucks, right?
Oh no. I definitely it definitely didn't become available to me until my later years, around 2016, 17. Or when I started
What
hearing
did you
about it more
notice?
and
Well, I
more.
mean, you're a guy running into the linebackers, dude. What did you notice with this versus the drugs, for lack of a better? Because I'm sure you're a football player. Come on, you don't have to
Oh
josh
yeah.
me, dude. Something hurt, you went in and they gave you something and you took it,
Yeah.
and that's what
Oh yeah.
every football player ever has done.
Everyone, everyone, everyone. And I think that and that's like I said, I think that's something that we have to get out of, because we don't pay attention to what they're telling us. We just do what they say. Hey man, you can't sleep, here, take this pill.
Thanks,
Cool.
Doc. Thanks, Doc.
Right. Oh, you're dealing with pain, or your AC joint hurt. You feel like you can't play. Here, take these 2 pills. Pop, pop. We're
So
gonna
what was
shoot
your
it.
story? Were something hurting and you're like, I'm going to try this, and somebody give me your entryway to CBD.
I was dealing with a shoulder and a knee issue. I got tackled like awkwardly, and I landed sideways on my shoulder, and it kind of like popped, my little AC joint pop right here. This just kind of popped up, and
And you're
and
30 years old at the time, right? Literally.
yeah, 29, 30, something like that. Yeah. And it kind of popped up, and obviously you can't really play with it, no matter if you shoot it or not, unless they put like a donut on it with a pad and all this other different stuff that they put on it. And but they won't forget, and they won't ever forget that pill. So and I decided not to take it. And um I forget whose CBD cream I used. It wasn't the best, but I definitely could see what they were trying, like what it was for. Like, I definitely, all right, that's what this is for. That's what this does. And then I just started looking into it more and more and more. And I got more comfortable with it, and I got more comfortable with what it does, and how effective it is, and how, and like I said, how much healthier it is versus the alternative. So I dove into it, and I just started looking into it, and I just fell in love with wanting to make these guys, a lot of these professional athletes and stuff. I wanted to make sure that they were given the opportunity to deal with these things differently than what the organization does for them.
Well,
Because
we're
the
coming around
organization
now,
isn't
right?
gonna isn't
The
gonna put
league's
this out.
listening. The league's listening to this technology finally, right?
I think they put $1 million or something like that, $100 million or something like that into research behind CBD. I think I think they're coming full fold here soon. So hopefully they pick up LG's Feel Good.
LeGarrette Blount here, 3-time Super Bowl champion, out in the in Phoenix now. And this your prime business, or were you doing anything else?
This is my baby right here. This is what I decided to do after I got done playing. This is my baby, and this is just isn't for professional athletes. So I don't want people to think that this is just for NFL football players, NBA guys, hockey. No, this is for a stay-at-home mom. This is for a construction worker, a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, a judge, work at McDonald's. It doesn't really matter. This is for everyone. If anyone is dealing with any kind of pain or discomfort, this is the solution.
3 Super Bowl rings. I mean, I have a couple friends with 1 or 2, here and again. I don't know Tom Brady all that well.
Now.
Well, we had 2. I mean, we won 35 and 47 in Baltimore. So, I feel like I've had a couple of great parades. If it never happens again, I know that feeling. I have a ring from 35. When I haven't taken it out in 10 years. But I remember when we first won the Super Bowl here, when players would go out and show the ring, and Brian Billick's my partner. So Brian takes it off and people put it on, and that feeling they get when you take it out and show it to them. And you got 3, but the first one was it's something to talk about, all 3, but the first time you got the ring, that shine that people see, that's a special gift. That's really neat. That was the neatest part of the ring.
Oh yeah. What's the neatest part of the first one?
Yeah, just showing it to people, right?
Yeah. Nah, it was cool showing it to people. Me personally, I'm not a big takeoff guy. I keep my ring on for the most part. I don't take it off. I mean, unless it's for obviously people like
family,
Jessica Alba, Rebel Wilson.
You only take it off for celebrities,
right? Take off, people like that. Of course, you got to take it off for them. It's like a respect thing.
Which one's your favorite?
It stays on. So if somebody want to take a picture with the ring, they're gonna have to take a picture with me and the ring. So
which one do you wear? Do you have a favorite?
My favorite is the Philly one. I think I balled out in that game, so that's why that's my favorite one. I mean, it's against a team that rarely loses Super Bowls.
Right. Oh, dude, I was at the team party that night in Minnesota. It was cold as hell, but I had a lot of friends in that organization. Jimmy Schwartz and Joe Douglas and Andy Weidel, a lot of Raven guys a part of that. Corey Graham was on your team, right? I mean, you had Timmy Jernigan. You had some Baltimore. That's why you won up in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I had some Torrey Smith.
Torrey, God bless Torrey. Yes, absolutely. So, hey, man, I appreciate you coming on. The product is LG's Feel Good, LeGarrette Blount, lgsfeelgood.com. You can find the CBD, the gummies, the oil, 24-hour time reliefs. I've never had a patch. My wife's had leukemia twice. She's had 2 bone marrow transplants. She had a lot of illness. My wife spent 155 nights in the hospital, and she was dealing with nausea, and they had these patches that they could put on her that would take the nausea away. And I found it hard to believe, what's that patch going to do? You know what I mean? How can that patch help me? And I see these patches here. They're not cheap, but I'm assuming they must work. You're selling them. I've never put a CBD patch on, but if I would have done that on my back and just worn it every day for a week when my back hurt, I bet I would have felt better. I really do.
You would have definitely 100% felt better. 100%.
I need LG's Feel Good is what I need, LeGarrette. It's what I need.
I got you, my guy. I got you. You and the wifey, man. I got y'all. Care pack.
Well, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on, and stay busy out there. Stay safe out there. I know you're out in the desert right now, and hopefully, it's sort of a little bit like the mafia, these wounded warriors. Once they put me in Sierra Delta, I've known BJ Ganem for about 8 years now, 9 years. He invited me to play in the game every year because I'm an amputee. I'm missing a finger, as you can see, right?
Yeah.
So you say, you're an amputee, you can play in the game. I'm like, dude, I wasn't fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq. This happened in 1973 with a lawnmower. So, but he invited me to come finally this year, MC it. And now that I've emceed it, and I had so much fun, I caught a pass from Kurt Warner. It was great. So I'm assuming they're going to drag you out next year at the Super Bowl, being that it's in your hometown. So we'll be out in the desert. So hopefully you and I will get back out and run a little bit with the Wounded Warriors in 11 months. All right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna try my best to make it 2 times in a row. Um, I had a guy growing up named Benji Tootin. He was a big booster for my high school. He had a nub right here. So it was like
Like this.
this is how his hand was. It was like this. And he'd always come up behind me and just jam that little right there into my neck. Oh my God, it was disgusting. Yeah. I'm like, bro, get that away from me.
Hey,
Bro.
you know what? Now when I see you, I'm gonna take your big self. I'm gonna jam my finger into your neck next time I see you. Remind you old times. Hey, I do hope we get to
Man.
do that again with the Wounded Warriors. It was incredibly inspiring, and for years he asked me to come out. Then this year he asked me to MC it. Now I'm sort of on rotation. So
Right.
they tell me Snoop's gonna show up next year. So I'm coming.
Yeah, nah, Snoop should be there next year for sure.
Hey,
He
man, I
got to.
appreciate you. Thanks for the great visit. And I'll bring you back in football season. We'll yell a little bit about the Steelers and the Patriots, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, for sure, man. I appreciate you guys having me on, man.
You would have
Thanks
looked
a
good in
lot,
purple.
bro.
You would have
Really
looked good in
appreciate
purple.
it.
Yeah, you'd have been fine as a Raven, man. You'd have made it.
Oh yeah, I would have played for Baltimore. That was one of my teams at one point. That was one of my teams that was on the radar for me to go to, but I chose the Eagles.
Well, you got a ring, so I can't say you screwed up.
Right.
I mean, I can talk trash until that point. But LeGarrette Blount showing off his 3 Super Bowl rings. Go check him out at LG's. That's LG's with an S, feelgood.com. LeGarrette Blount's good CBD, repair balm, and organic CBD oils. I am Nestor. We're taking the Maryland Crab Cake Tour back out on the road. If LeGarrette knows what's good when he shows up in Baltimore, he'll be out on the Maryland Crab Cake Tour with us, all presented by the Maryland Lottery, letting ourselves play. We're going to be this week at El Guapo in Catonsville. That's the handsome one. They named it after me. I'll be there having some crab balls on Thursday from 1 until 4, and then 2 until 5 next week. We're going to be at Costas Inn in Dundalk, in my homeland, and back at Fadley's on the 23rd, all presented by the Maryland Lottery and our friends at Goodwill Industries. Got a second sponsor for that now as well. Make sure we're giving them some love. I am Nestor. You can find me out on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, anywhere the internet is served. We are WNST, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore positive.